I'm assuming for the Ravens in last place in this category.
Yes, they are currently in last, which is kind of tough because they're a running offense. They have Lamar Jackson and three really good running backs. So should they be fourth? I don't know because it kind of plays into her strengths. But I'm putting them here because they don't have the receivers for Lamar Jackson. They're getting J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards back. They signed Mike Davis. Running backs are good, but Rashad Bateman is the only guy here that I think is going to make some noise. A lot of people are talking about James Prochet, who is a really fast guy, could take that Marquise Brown type role of spreading out the field, the deep threat guy. I don't see it here. Devin Duvernay is a name that people know, but he hasn't done anything in the league. After that, no one else on the roster is anybody would know. Nobody's ever heard of anybody there. So, it's really just Rashad Bateman and Mark Andrews as the passing weapons. Going into this year, you got a lot of people that need to prove themselves on this team. And I don't see it. I think Lamar is going to struggle passing the ball again, and it's, again, not going to be his fault that the Ravens just won't sign anybody to put around him.
Agreed. I don't have anything to say. I agree with you completely. And not too far behind them is going to be the Browns.
Yeah, the Browns, in another situation where it's hard to put them here because they're a run-first team. They have great running backs. Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt, Dearness Johnson. Great stable of running backs. And then you went out and got Amari Cooper, which is great. And then you have Donovan Peoples-Jones, who people are saying has looked pretty good in camp, but hasn't really done anything in the NFL. David Bell, Anthony Schwartz haven't really done anything in the NFL. And then you have David Njoku and Harrison Bryant. David Njoku has problems staying healthy. Harrison Bryant hasn't done anything in the NFL. So there's a lot of unproven talent here. The top end talent's nice with Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt, and Amari Cooper, but it just wasn't enough for me to say that they should be rated any higher than third here.
Okay, which is interesting because the Steelers aren't exactly on fire either in this category.
Yeah, the Steelers, they're not flashy, but I think they're going to be really good. I think people are kind of underestimating this group. Quarterback play is going to be the Steelers' problem because I like Najee Harris a lot. He's a bell cow back. They don't have anybody after him, which is a problem if he gets hurt. But Najee Harris can do everything, so I like him a lot. Deontay Johnson is one of the more underrated receivers. He just got paid, I think, $18 million a year, I think is what the number was, which for receivers, that's a pretty good deal, especially him. I think him getting more targets is going to be good. His problem has been drops his whole career. He's been good. It's just been drops is his issue. So he needs to get better with that. But then they have Chase Claypool, who's fine. But the thing here that I'm most excited about is George Pickens. Not that I'm excited about it. I wanted George Pickens on the Colts. All off season. George Pickens needs to be on the Colts. I want him to be drafted to the Colts. And because I think he's going to be special. I think in 2 or 3 years, we're going to talk about him being right up there with Justin Jefferson as some of the best receivers in the games. George Pickens is going to be a very special player. So I think the Steelers have what they need around the quarterback. You have a tight end, Pat Freiermuth. He's good. Zach Gentry is a name nobody knows, but he's 6'9" and a tight end. So why he doesn't play more, I don't know. He probably run blocks a lot in this offense. But I like the pieces here. Again, quarterback play is going to be a problem, but the Steelers do have good skill position guys.
Yeah, unfortunately, the guy catching the ball is only as good as the guy trying to get it to him. And that's pretty much going to sum up the Steelers' season this year. Okay, so best in the league in this category is obviously in the skills position of the Bengals.
Yep, gonna be the Bengals. And this is one where they're not deep, but goddamn, the stars that they have on this team. Joe Mixon as your starter, Samaje Perine to back him up, a fine backup. And then obviously we all know Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd. When you have those three on the field, man, you have a chance anytime, especially when your quarterback is Joe Burrow. So hopefully, none of those guys get hurt because there's really no depth after those three. But then after losing C.J. Uzomah to the Jets in free agency, you went out and got Hayden Hurst, who was looking for a new job after Kyle Pitts got drafted by the Falcons. So he's an athletic tight end. I think he'll fit into this group very well. And again, with the top end talent that these guys have, they had to be number one for me in this division.
Okay, cool.